Hi Hayley, I've installed this plugin for you now. It's actually really good. I've used it quite a lot, this plugin, and it does work pretty well. Just one sort of note though before we get into the plugin. Obviously you're turning like a large rectangular image into a square image, so there's always going to be limitations in that, and having type running along the bottom in the sort of centre or just off centre, is always going to be a bit tricky to sort of get around. I mean, you can do it, don't get me wrong, but if you can avoid putting type on it, I probably would, because I mean, like in this case, for instance, it don't really add that much to the image anyway, because you've got the words poetry competition underneath it anyway. So, I mean, I don't know where else you might be using that, so you might need it, don't get me wrong. But I think if you can avoid putting type, and I probably would, as a general rule of thumb. Like I say, I know that's not always possible. So anyway, going on to the tool. So if you just come in to edit any post, or you can do it obviously when you're setting up a post to begin with. And just bear in mind with this tool is it does work really well, like I say, but it will create another image. So you don't want to be using it sort of willy-nilly, because you will be creating loads of images on the server every time you do it. Because every time you crop it, it creates a brand new version of that image, which isn't an issue, don't get me wrong, but you don't want to be doing it hundreds of times, loads of different variants, because you'll end up with loads of different images on the server. So just sort of bear that in mind. So, use it sensibly. So you'll notice now down in the featured image section, you've got this new option that says crop featured image, which wasn't there before. So if you click that, and then you've got three options: portfolio, thumb, we're not using in this theme. So you've got the thumbnail, which is just the main image, which you generally won't be cropping, because obviously, why would you? But the one that you will be cropping generally is the blog thumb, which is obviously the one that we're talking about, which is this square one. So that's generally what you'll be on. So you'll click on blog thumb like that. And then you can just crop it however you want. So you can just move this around. It's pretty obvious really how you use it. So on this one, for instance, you might want to come in, get the logo, get the girl, and then maybe crop out the text basically, which I think that looks quite good. And if you come down here, it gives you like a bit of a representation. So it's showing you the old image and then what your new image is going to look like. And then if you're happy with that, you can say crop it. You can change the quality as well if you want, but I'd generally leave it on very high. And then just say crop it if you're happy with it. So like I said, just bear in mind that is creating a new image now. So it's not a problem, but you don't want to use it crazy. So once you've clicked crop it, you can then close this window with a little cross. And then if you just update your post, and then if you just come back into the front end and then just refresh, and you should see the newly cropped image, which in this instance, it actually works surprisingly well, doesn't it? Just bear in mind as well that obviously if you're cropping into an image, then the image is all been zoomed up. So, just bear in mind that there might not always be enough resolution in the image to make it look good if you come in too tight. In this instance, we've just about got away with it. But if you do it too much, you'll start to see the image sort of break up and become a bit pixelated. So you don't want that to happen, obviously. So I think in this instance, it looks pretty good, does that. But if you came in a bit, say for instance, if we come in a bit tighter, just round her face, then it probably wouldn't have worked. So just bear that in mind as well. Okay, so I'll leave that with you. Like I say, it's a really nice tool, so you can maybe come into some of these other ones and maybe do this one, because that doesn't look like it's cropped particularly well. Well, actually, the whole image isn't that nice, actually, on this. I mean, to be honest, once we've updated the blog as well, we'll go through the images and just replace them where necessary, because I think some of these just don't look that good anyway. I mean, this is pixelated to hell, is this, even on the big image. So just be wary of that, make sure when you're putting an image up that it's got enough size or resolution to support the size that that's on the website. So just sort of bear that in mind. This looks like it's way too small, and obviously WordPress will blow it up so it works, but it just won't look that good like this. This is pixelated. So once we've done the redesign of the blog and we're starting to use it a bit more, we want to just tidy things like this up so it just looks a bit nicer. Okay, so I hope you find that useful. Get back to me if you have any questions and let me know what you think. Okay, cheers, thanks a lot.